This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Need money. Need money. Talking about money, money, money. We need some money.
Welcome to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm George Gordon. Today we're asking and hopefully giving you some answers or the opportunity to get the answers as to where you want to be financially. A plan for your financial future that will be part of the building of a life that you want for yourself and your family. On Boomer Life today, we're talking about your financial future with Jim Doyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group Financial Services, Inc., and we are digging in deep. Welcome, Jim. It is probably fair to say that when it comes to financial planning, people feel anxious because for a lot of us, it is uncharted territory.
I think so. No question about it. I think most of us are reluctant to approach the planning process confidently when we don't know what to expect. I'd like to initiate this discussion by asking you to think about a big company. So let's look at Apple for a moment, okay? Why? Because the benefits of business planning are tried and true. Leaders establish a vision for their organization's future and develop strategies that will take them where they want to go. Now, this is similar to financial planning in many ways.
I think I know where you're going with this. Prioritizing the actions and the expenditures that must be made to achieve the stated goals of business, very similar to a financial planning situation.
A skillful business planner's big picture view captures all of the necessary elements to succeed and makes sure contingencies are considered and incorporated into the plan.
So to a great extent, the future of the organization is in the hands of those who chart its course.
The same can be said for those who chart the course for clients in developing and deploying personal financial plans. You are your own financial CEO. The CEO has the vision and works with a team of professionals to implement the plan.
All right, so how does that work exactly?
The financial planner's role is to help create and shape your vision and execute strategies to fulfill your goals. Skillful financial planners assess your current situation with an objective perspective and help you develop strategies to maximize available opportunities.
We want to work with an advisor who specializes in our unique situations. And Jim, I've known you for enough time now, and I've got to highlight why someone might choose to work with a certified financial planner like you.
Can't argue with that. A study on the value of financial advice by the Center of Inter-University Research and Analysis of Organizations revealed how working with an advisor for 15 years or more accumulated 290% more in assets. Who wouldn't want that?
Of course. We all do. Don't hold back now. 290% more in assets. How do you do that?
Well, it's not that sexy, but it starts by helping people be accountable to themselves. In addition to things you expect of us, like portfolio construction and prudent asset management, we look at things like cash flow planning, spending patterns on a regular basis to help identify problem areas which could be harming your financial prognosis.
Well, that seems to make sense to me. Don't get off track, right? Spend time reviewing your finances regularly, and you won't lose sight of the bigger picture. Not to mention, you'll feel more in control.
We talk about creating and maintaining consistent savings habits. And maybe just because we're looking at things more often, people make better choices. Maybe you save a little bit more than you'd been saving.
Not rocket science, I guess, but it's hard to know everything you need to know all by yourself.
Exactly. Financial planners help create and harmonize tactical plans to prioritize your objectives. I'm here to let you know that you can achieve more. And just like a business planner, financial planners like myself provide feedback to help you personalize your long-term vision, keeping you on track, and making adjustments to your plan where necessary.
Jim, I can only assume, as with business leaders, financial planning professionals are also there through the inevitable rough patches to ease concerns and instill some confidence. I'm sure there are more than a few folks who have questions about their financial futures.
To a great extent, the future of your financial well-being rests in the hands of the financial professionals you choose to work with. The choice of whom to engage in the planning process matters, whether it's business or personal. So take the time to align yourself with professionals who arm themselves with the knowledge and skills necessary to help you succeed.
Jim, maybe you could give us an idea as to how we can keep track and not lose sight of the bigger picture. I mean, there's definitely a sense that the sky might be falling out there some days.
We ask people we work with what their financial goals are. Keep in mind when the going gets tough, okay? I think that's real important. And while it seems a straightforward aspect of the planning process, many clients have little real understanding of the fundamentals that drive markets. And to be fair, they don't want to. So what am I saying? Don't let your emotions drive your decisions.
Well, that sounds pretty straightforward, Jim. So then why is seeking financial planning advice such a challenge for so many Canadians? Yeah, I feel that few people would disagree about the life improvements to be gained from comprehensive planning for finances.
Well, I think it might be that the majority of us go without a plan or knowledge their current plan needs improvement because it's simply not on our radar to be concerned.
Fly by the seat of your pants and hope you don't hit the spike belt, I guess. Kind of like driving your car until something breaks, eh?
Exactly. You know, when dealing with unfamiliarity and big consequences, like what happens when you start shining a light on your financial decisions, consumer psychology leads us to believe that the risk of doing nothing is safer than the risk of making a mistake. And we don't want to be making mistakes, do we?
Pretty safe to say we crave comfort, stepping out of our comfort zones without knowing what's waiting for us. That could be challenging. I can get that.
I think it's fair representation. It's unfortunate, but these factors, the fear factors, often derail us from seeking help, and consequently, we miss out on some highly valuable benefits, financial and emotional security.
Sounds like you're suggesting that financial and wealth management services represent an extreme dynamic. Now, we fear the unfamiliar and the risk, yet we crave financial stability.
This is powerful stuff. The issue of a lack of financial stability stems from the fact that when it comes to financial planning, most individuals do not have a clearly articulated process.
So it seems clear to me that if you take the time to reflect on your financial decisions, you'll have a better understanding of the choices that are available to you.
That's right. That's exactly what we're talking about here today. You can make better choices, and there's real economic and emotional value to be had when you choose to take the time and reflect on your decisions. Not to mention if you combine this attitude with working with a financial professional planner.
I can say that I had expected economic gains from working with a professional to be good, but not to the tune of 290%. That's substantial value. But I probably hadn't given as much thought to the emotional value a comprehensive financial plan could offer me and my family.
You know, clients that dropped their advisors between 2010 and 2014 lost a significant percentage of their asset values, about 34%, while the clients who kept their advisors saw their assets grow by about 26%. With the families we've worked with, there have been so many success stories. I'm just thrilled to be part of their process. And I've got to tell you, when the clients I work with achieve their goals, the goals we carefully marked as milestones in their written financial plans, that's awesome.
I know, and you're pretty passionate about that as helping people. It's not just a business. I suppose it really comes down to taking that first step, getting started.
You know, I was listening to something from Ron Carson recently. It isn't the bus that you can see that ends up hurting you. It's the one that you don't see.
Isn't that the truth? So look both ways when you're crossing the street to your financial future. If you don't feel that you have enough certainty in the planning that you've already put in place, you can call Jim for a second opinion at 604-682-5431. Enter email address, Jim.
Jim.Doyle@investorsgroup.com. You know, this is a great time to suggest reviewing your current financial situation and consider creating a written financial plan. It pays to understand how an appropriately diversified portfolio will be critical when it comes to retirement planning. Never lose sight of the importance of constructing your portfolio to meet today's needs while anticipating your future needs as well.
Jim, you've mentioned this before. It's about putting an investment strategy or a series of strategies in place that attempt to balance financial and emotional security according to the investor's risk tolerance, goals, and investment time frame. Would it be fair to say people are probably anxious because financial planning for a lot of us is pretty much uncharted territory? we just don't understand options or even the benefits that we're entitled to?
I think so. Okay, I think most of us are reluctant to approach the planning process confidently when we don't know what to expect. I've come to learn that people expect a product or investment decision to be a big part of the process, but what we really want are solutions to financial problems. Jim, how can I increase my retirement income? How do I keep more of what I make? How do I help out the kids and not hurt my retirement? Okay, how do I increase my financial security? Or how do I feel more confident in my financial decisions? And importantly, how much is all of this going to cost me to do this? This is what clients tell me that they want.
Obviously, very difficult work to do, especially when you don't see the immediate benefit.
You know, without effective tax planning and estate planning, you run the risk of ending up with something less than you anticipated. People simply don't like surprises, especially when it comes to retirement income.
Well, people don't like surprises, period, if they don't think that they're going to look foolish or broke at the end of it. You know, this has been very insightful, a good reminder that life is a journey. And like any successful journey, you should always include good planning. Plan more, worry less. If you're facing questions about your retirement planning, you're curious about getting more planning advice, Jim is one of the best ways, if not the best ways, to go. Give him a call, 604-682-5431, and he would be happy to have somebody talk to you or talk to you in person. You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm George Gordon. Today, talking with Jim Doyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group. Knowing where to put your money and how, that's very, very important. If you're unsure as to where you are or if you even are on track, keep with us. We have some great advice coming up. Have you considered whether you'll be able to sustain your current lifestyle and your retirement paycheck? Stay tuned. More about that next on Boomer Life.
Canada's only weekly radio show dedicated to the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.